Good morning. Well, now look at where I am now today. I know that those people among us who are so astute know immediately that I'm not in the Goulds. Am I? Let me just spin it around for you. No, look now. It almost needs to be cleaned off the roof, but they're going to have trouble there. But anyway, that's a separate point. Here we are, and where are we? Do you know? That's the question at hand. Where are we? How are you doing? My God, what a week. Okay, well, let's just say Halloween. Wasn't that tremendous? I don't know. I know that the amount of people who come trick or treating has slacked off now because, I guess it's always available. When we were youngsters, we never had it. Like, I mean, that's not to say now we never had junk food. We did. But we never had it, at the ready like we did on Halloween. And so I'm just going to cross the road here now and show you where I am. Look at this. Yes, you said it. It's Holy Heart of Mary Regional High School, but also the Holy Heart Theater. And in 2 weeks' time, that's where I'm going to be. Is it very loud, I wonder? Because the wind seems to have clipped up here now. Naturally, says you. So in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to be doing a dress rehearsal here at Holy Heart. So I hope you got your tickets. I can't wait for the show. The tickets are selling, thank God. We're over 80% sold, so that's nice. And anyway, yes, I had a marvelous Halloween. I got some good youngsters. I dressed up. Did you as well? I dressed up and had my little bear costume on. It was cute. And anyway, this little child came to the door and she was a princess. And anyway, she said, I like your costume. I said, I like yours too. And anyway, I said, it's really good. And so I gave her a few treats and then she turned around to go down over the lawn. She was there by the grass ball. And anyway, her mom said, she said, "Did you see that? Did you see that?" And the child turned and she said, "Wow!" And you felt that such innocence and wonder, in children. You think, "Oh yes, all is right with the world." When a child can appreciate a grown woman dressed up as a bear, it's all right. Anyway, so yes, Halloween was lovely. I'm going to just show you here's the work that we've been doing. Uh, an evening with Sheila Williams, crack on. My God, I can't wait. I can't wait to see you in person. And you know, I've been kind of wondering, will I go out into the audience or, uh, you know, uh, at the end of the night? Because obviously that's going to be a little bit tangly because of COVID. But I might put on a mask. Anyway, we're going to see that. We'll see what happens. So. Yes, Halloween was lovely. I'm going to tell you what, I decided to come downtown and show you the sign, but also look how pretty it is. Now, look, you see this place here. Remember I was telling you about Bonaventure Convent? It was Belvedere Convent. See that red building there? That used to be a convent. And now I guess it's condos. I don't know. My God, it's marvelous, isn't it? But the city looks so pretty in the fall colors. And this time of year always reminds me of limbo. Does it you? We're coming in now. Next Thursday will be Remembrance Day. Hello. So next Thursday will be Remembrance Day. And he thinks I'm NTV now. He's trying to get on the camera. Just see. He doesn't know it's only me. Anyway, so after Remembrance Day, then I find, well, even now, I passed by a house last night and saw that someone had it fully decorated for Christmas on Ruby Line. Now, that's the truth. So, a tiny bit early. I think we need to honor the veterans first and then crack on. And so, this time of year always felt like it was sort of we said goodbye to summer, that sort of feeling. And now we're looking forward to Christmas. But we have this feeling that it's a lot of work. You know, this is how we feel right now. In my opinion, this is how I feel. Like it's a lot of work. And then once we creep up towards December, well, I mean, it's just like all game. The gloves are off, and all games are off. We're just going to go for it, and that's what I think happens when we were younger, and when Mom was alive, God rest her. We would always be in Florida around this time because, as I told you, she wasn't fond of Halloween. I've come to learn after the reason she wasn't is because someone came in years ago and frightened my brother Ray when he was a baby. And ever since then, she didn't like Halloween. So anyway, she would pack up and go down south to Florida for Halloween. And so then I'd come down and meet her, and and I'd bring her back. I'd pack up her bags and do her um, receipts. That was an effort in creative accounting. Anyway, and people would always say to me, Sheila, how nice you're taking your mother to Florida. I said, oh, no, I'm nice. I know. I said, Mama, don't even let on that you're taking me. She said, honey, the less they know, the better. But anyway, I probably told you that before, but my head is gone. So anyway, yes, Mom would go to Florida and I would go with her. And around this time, we'd be getting ready to go down for the sales in Ellington, because there was always a little sale around Remembrance Day. And down there, it's Veterans Day, I think, or perhaps Memorial Veterans. So that was always around the same time. So we crack on with the sales. So anyway, this time of year always reminds me of that, and the effort in getting ready for Christmas. And are you ready? That's the question at hand. Now, I shan't ask you 1,000 questions this morning. I'll just ask a few. Are you ready for Christmas? And did you dress up for Halloween? And look at the poster. Almost time to get a new dress. Anyway, I got a new one actually. Several. I can't wait to throw them on model shop. But anyway, that's a separate point. Years ago, I was coming along and I was thinking, what will I tell you about this morning? And years ago, I remember when we would go anywhere, like a party or something, my father was always late, always. And there's the second question for you. Are you late? Are you one of these people who are always late? Kim Tizard, you don't need to answer, darling. But anyway, my father was always late. And if we had a party to go to, we were always the last to show up and always the first to leave. And anyway, uh, Dad had a sidekick, and his name is Danny Chapin. Danny Chapin, the Goulds. He and Dad were tremendous friends, and they did everything together, and anyway, they were always late together, and so Dad was going down to church, down to mass, down to St. Joseph's, down in the harbor because for whatever reason, who cares? And anyway, he was going to genuflect, and Dad would go in late, waving at people like he was, the Queen. Hello, yeah, yeah, oh God, Premier. He thought he was the Premier, and so he'd wave to everyone going along, and then Danny following suit. He'd wave too, hello, and he had this laugh, and that was how the laugh went. It was a funny laugh for an old man. You would think that'd be a little butchier. Anyway, so he'd be waving to people. Dad knelt then. He went to genuflect. And so he knelt down by the side of the pew, Danny waving and laughing at the people around and the fact that he's late. Didn't see Dad kneel. He went over Dad's head. He walking forward, went over Dad's head on the broad of his back in the center of the aisle. And I thought, I can see, I just at that point, thank God that I wasn't in mass at the same time. Because, as youngsters, you're always so aware and embarrassed about things. And I just said to myself, my God, thank God I wasn't there at that time. But those are the times when you're young that you really believe that you know everything, don't you? You know, and you could probably remember. I took, you know, how you felt when you were young. I remember I took lessons, piano lessons from Ignatius Rumbold. Do you remember him? Oh, another question. Do you remember him? Ignatius Rumbold was an extraordinary man and an extraordinary talent. And David Pomeroy is his grandson and another extraordinary talent. But anyway, Ignatius Rumbold taught me on Parade Street. And anyway, he said he was the type who used to go to the door and put on his blazer before he'd answer the door and comb his hair. He had a comb and a mirror by the door. And so, anyway, he said to me, Sheila, you know, I'm going to teach you this now. And so I was learning this piece, and Dad would ask me every Tuesday. He'd say, "What'd you learn today?" And so anyway, this Tuesday I came home and down the barn. He said, "What'd you learn?" And I said, "I learned Loch Lomond." He said, "Sheila, I think it's called Loch Lomond." And this is the time when you know everything kicks in. I said, "No, I don't think so. I think it's Loch Lomond." He said, "No, I don't think." I said, "I'll give it to you, but I don't think you're right." Anyway, uh, it's only as we get older that we realize how wrong we were when we were youngsters. But anyway, now listen, before I go, Ray tried to help me this week and gave me some things to talk about, none of which were of any use because he told me that I should talk about the foliage. So that took a second and a half, and the rest I had to come up with. But he did tell me a story, and he was in Ireland one time. And one last, hang on, there we go. There we are. Look, crack on. Holy Heart, rather, of Mary. So he was in Ireland one time, and uh, he was going to the Waterford Castle, and he had stopped. They were driving, and which is dodgy itself on the other side, isn't it? On the right hand side. And so anyway, he stopped this fellow, and he said, "Yeah, yes, sir." He said, "I was wondering if you might tell me how to get to the Waterford Castle. You know, what's the fastest route?" And the fella looked at him. He said, "Well," he said, "yeah, you could go." He said, "Well," he said, "are you walking or driving?" And Ray said, "No, we're driving." He said, "Yeah, that's the fastest route." I thought it was good. Anyway, listen, God love you. I hope you have a wonderful week. And remember, all the tickets are on sale now. Tickets for Crack On and the tickets for Across the Island. We're going to Clarenville, Gander, Grand Falls, Windsor, and Corner Brook from the December the 1st to the 7th, or 6th rather. So my God, I hope if I don't see you in town, I hope I see you there. Spread the word around. Will you see if we can sell the tickets and say, my God, that little one Williams from the Goulds, she's nice after all. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful week. There's Brother O'Hara. Is that Brother O'Hara right there? Is that Brother O'Hara arena? That's where the Growlers could go. Anyway, love to you.